In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up key bindings for the Corsair Scimitar gaming mouse, which is the mouse I use for gaming. I will show you how to set up key bindings for single or multiple button presses. It is actually quite simple to set up key bindings on this mouse, and hopefully once you've watched this video, you will have no issues in doing so yourself. So if you do find this video helpful, then please do drop me a like, as it really does help me out. And with that, let's get on with the video. So start by opening the iCUE program by double clicking on the iCUE icon on your desktop. You will then be presented by the following screen. At this point, click onto the picture of the mouse. This will take you to the profile settings for the mouse. This is where you can now make numerous changes to your mouse, ranging from keybinds to lighting effects as well as the DPI settings. So in order to keybind, select the key assignments option to the top left. You will see to the right that you can now choose which buttons on the mouse you want to keybind. Either the core buttons, which include the right mouse button, the middle wheel and the DPI buttons, which are the little buttons below the mouse wheel. Or you can keybind the side buttons, aka the number pad on the mouse. Please note you cannot keybind the left mouse button. For the purpose of this video, I am going to select the side buttons, aka the number pad, as I don't want to change the core button setup on my mouse. But if you do, then the same process will apply. Please note there are three main ways to keybind a button to your mouse, either via the keyboard option, or via the keystroke option, or via a macro. The keyboard option lets you bind a keyboard input, aka a number or letter etc., to a button on the mouse. Whilst the keystroke option does exactly the same thing, however it also allows you to add a modifier, aka it lets you replicate more than one keyboard input. For example, if when playing a game you had to press the shift key combined with the number 1 key to launch an ability or action, you can now do this with just one button press on your mouse, as you can now allocate a specific button to perform this action. However, there is a third option which is known as a macro. This allows multiple button presses and combinations to be added to a specific button on the mouse. Now the first step in binding a button is to click onto the yellow plus button under the assignment section on the bottom left hand side of the screen. Doing this will create a new assignment action in the box below, and an assignment type box will open to the right of it. And this is where you will create your first keybind. I will start by showing you the keyboard setup, as this is primarily used when a modifier is not needed. We will set up an action for the number 3 button on the mouse. So click onto the keyboard option, and this will open up a mini layout of the keyboard to the right. Then left click onto the number 3 box in the side button section, or the number 3 button on the mouse to the right. The number 3 should now appear in the key box below. Now on the mini keyboard to the right, simply left click with the mouse onto the button on the keyboard you want the number 3 button on your mouse to replicate. So I'll just select the number 3 for the purpose of this video, but you should select whatever input on your keyboard that you want it to be. This means whenever I press the number 3 button on the mouse, it will be as if I'm pressing the number 3 key on the keyboard. To save this, right click onto the keyboard 1 option under the assignments section and save to library. Your assignments are saved in the assignments library below. You can now hit the X button on the assignments type box to close the keybind. Repeat this process for any other keybinds you require without a modifier. I will now show you how to bind an input using the keystroke option. This is primarily used when a modifier is needed, aka when more than one button press to perform an action is required, but you can still use a single input to bind a key in the same way as we did with the keyboard input. So click onto the yellow plus button under the assignment section on the bottom left hand side of the screen. Doing this will create a new assignment action in the box below, and an assignment type box will open to the right of it. We will set up an action for a modifier using the shift key plus the number 1 button on the keyboard. So click onto the keystroke option, and this will open up a remap keystroke box to the right. Then left click onto the number 1 box in the side button section, or the number 1 button on the mouse to the right. The number 1 should now appear in the key box below. Then left click the remap keystroke box to highlight it. Then type in the input combination you require. In my case, that means I press and hold down the shift key and press the number 1 key at the same time. This means in game, when I press the number 1 button on my mouse, it will be as if I'm pressing the shift key and the number 1 key at the same time. To save this, right click onto the keystroke 1 option under the assignments section and save to library. Your assignments are saved in the assignments library below. You can then hit the X button on the assignment type box to close the keybind. Repeat this process for any other key bindings of this type that you require. Finally, moving on to creating a macro. Creating a macro allows you to combine multiple keyboard inputs and then allocate them to a specific button on the mouse. I will be setting up a macro for the following combination of keyboard inputs: spacebar followed by Shift+1 followed by spacebar followed by left square bracket followed by backspace. All of this will be bound to the number 10 button on the mouse. Please note, this combination is not something I would use in game, and it's just used to demonstrate what you can do. For example, in the game World of Warcraft, this combination of keyboard inputs would result in me jumping, followed by me launching an ability, followed by me jumping again, followed by me launching a second ability, followed by me summoning a rideable in-game mount. But you can tailor it to whatever your preferences are for the game that you are playing. So in order to do this, click onto the yellow plus button under the assignment section on the bottom left hand side of the screen. Doing this will create a new assignment action in the box below, and an assignment type box will open to the right of it. Left click onto the macro option and this will open up a macro box to the right. Then left click onto the number 10 box in the side button section, or the number 10 button on the mouse to the right. The number 10 should now appear in the key box below. Now in the macro box to the right, click onto the red record button. This means it's now ready to record the keyboard inputs you wish to allocate to the button on the mouse. So in the box below, type in the button combinations you want. I will type in the combinations I previously mentioned. Once done, click onto the stop button. To save this, right click onto the macro 1 option under the assignments section and save to library. Your assignments are saved in the assignments library below. You can then hit the X button on the assignment type box to close the keybind. Repeat this process for any other macro key bindings that you require. So I hope you found this helpful and now have a better understanding of how to keybind. So thanks for watching, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.